Welcome to The Explainer. All right, today we're tackling a really powerful idea. You know the one that to really find yourself, you've got to get lost somewhere new first. So let's break it down. Is travel really the secret sauce for personal fulfillment?
I mean, it's such a compelling idea, right? This feeling that if you just change your surroundings, you can totally change who you are. And so many of us believe it, that escaping the daily grind is the first, crucial step toward a more meaningful life.
And you see this idea everywhere, don't you? It's all over our movies, our social media feeds. It's like every passport stamp is a promise of some kind of transformation. But as we're about to find out, the real story, well, it's a little more complicated than that.
All right, so first up, let's dive into the case for travel. And honestly, there are some very real, very powerful ways it can be a total catalyst for change. The evidence? It's pretty compelling.
So psychologically, there's something really amazing that happens when you step into the unknown. Think about it. When you're away from your normal roles, you're not just the boss or the parent. It creates this space where you can actually look inward. You have to adapt. You're solving new problems on the fly, and through all that, you start discovering strengths you never even knew you had.
And this isn't just some vague feeling, you know? Researchers have actually put a number on this. A study out of Washington State University found that people who travel a lot report being about 7% happier than people who don't travel so much. So it really seems like getting out there and exploring has a real, measurable impact on how good we feel.
And what's really cool is how all these benefits are kind of connected, right? So let's say you discover a passion for food in a new market somewhere. It's never just about the food, is it? It's about pushing past your comfort zone. It's about learning from other people with a bit of humility, and it totally boosts your creativity. It's like the whole package for personal growth, all wrapped up in one experience.
And this quote from Mark Twain just hits the nail on the head. It brilliantly captures the ultimate power of travel. He said this more than 100 years ago, and honestly, it has never been more true. When you go out and see just how vast and varied the human experience is, you can't help but confront your own assumptions. And hopefully, you learn to leave them behind.
Okay, but let's shift gears a little and build a more complete picture here. Because for all of that amazing potential, travel is not a magic bullet. For some people, the journey just doesn't lead to any transformation at all.
And this really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If travel's supposed to be so powerful, why doesn't it work for everybody, every single time? What we found is that there's a huge difference between traveling for growth and traveling to just run away.
See, the difference isn't where you go. It's all about why you go. It's about your intention. Are you heading out with a sense of curiosity, genuinely ready to dive in and engage? Or are you just checking destinations off a list, looking for a quick, temporary high to distract yourself? That approach, it determines everything about the outcome.
And this gets to a really critical point. You can't outrun yourself. If you're using a trip to escape burnout or some internal struggle, guess what? All that stuff is going to be waiting for you right when you get home. A change of scenery just doesn't fix a problem you haven't faced.
Okay, so this brings us right to the heart of it all. If the destination itself doesn't guarantee fulfillment, then what does? Well, it all comes down to turning that journey outward into a journey inward.
This, right here, is where the real magic happens. It's when travel stops being just a vacation and starts being more of a reflective practice. That's when things get truly transformative. It's about you being an active participant, you know? Not just a passive bystander watching the scenery go by.
And believe it or not, there's actually a kind of framework for this. First, you set an intention. Ask yourself, why am I even going on this trip? Next, it's about really engaging, actually talking to people, trying things you wouldn't normally do. But honestly, the most important steps are reflection and integration. What did I actually learn? And how am I going to bring that new perspective back home with me? That last part, that's what makes the change last.
So this is the key takeaway, for sure. It means that a simple weekend trip to a new neighborhood, if you explore it with real curiosity and an open heart, can be way more fulfilling than a month-long backpacking trip where you're just on autopilot going through the motions.
So, okay, we've looked at the promise, we've looked at the pitfalls. What's the final verdict here? What's the deal with travel and finding yourself?
When you really boil it down, travel is like a mirror. It doesn't magically create a new you. But what it can do is act as this incredible catalyst. It can reveal what's already inside you, and maybe what's missing. It can speed up your growth, for sure, but the real work, the stuff that actually changes you, that happens inside your own head, long after you've unpacked your bags. So maybe instead of asking, where should I go next, the better question is, how should I go next? Because at the end of the day, the most important destination you can ever journey to is a deeper understanding
of yourself. Thanks for joining us.